If I would test you to name some of the most immersive games in history, you will probably name games like Skyrim, Oblivion, Planet Monsters for the Game Boy Advance, Skyrim, but something like Dragon Quest VIII would never come to mind. And that's because people in this world can use magic. Like, what's up with that? That's not very immersive. This would never happen in Skyrim. And since Square Enix can never do anything right, I must take it upon myself to get immersed into our game world. To get fully immersed, we must adhere to the following rules. First up, any spells or abilities that cost MP are disallowed. We are just a regular dude, so we will never be able to accomplish something so cool as using magic or doing a sick ass ability. That's just way above our pay grade. Sometimes you may see me missing some MP, but that's either because some enemies use MP drain on me, or because of a level up. Level upping does not restore your health or MP in this game, so that's why I'm often missing some. Spells or abilities that cost no MP are allowed. If I can do something just by learning it, and not by having mana flow through my blood veins, then such things should be legal. Spells and abilities created by using an item are allowed. I mean, in real life we are able to use magnets, and that's basically magic. So with that, the rules are done and we can go on our little adventure. As with the start of any adventure, we need to name our child. My son's name will be Nampi, because as you know, a son's name should always be good challenges they are going to face in life with a Y at the end. It's why my name is Small Penisy. After Yoga's done wagging his disgusting little finger at us, we get assaulted by the fearsome threesome. If you press X, you win. Damn, good job. If you're semi-familiar with this game, you're probably already aware that you don't get any worthwhile spells and abilities for the first few hours. So because for now there's not much of a difference, I won't go too in depth about anything just yet. Before we do anything, we need to grind some gold. As we won't be able to use any multi-target spells, a boomerang is gonna be our most effective way to deal with groups of enemies. Luckily you are able to buy it in the first town, but it is a little expensive, as we also have to buy better armor and some medicinal herbs to replace our heal spell. While grinding, we help the poor fellow on top of the hill. He actually gives us some useful items later on, so it's important to do this right now. Our good friend Bushy Bear doesn't give us a reward immediately, but it's just some cheese. Just BG. And because I have the worst item play in all of existence, I didn't really use it. After that's done with, I get a boomerang and buy some hefty amount of medicinal herbs. And now it's off to Stanky Cave World. The enemies here are a bit stronger than outside, but instead of being baby level, they're baby level +1, so not much of a step up. There's a little hammer whip man that stands guard, then I kill him. Fucking kill him. After getting booted by some skibbities, a glorious ball is awaiting our rifle. This is awesome. The great defender of the magical ball, Geezer, starts screaming and squirting. As this is behavior I've never witnessed before, my first instinct is to murder. For this fight, Yengus is delegated to healing duty, occasionally attacking when he's bored and he got nothing else to do, while Hero psychs up and shoots his boomerang. You want Hero on attack instead of Yengus because he does more damage thanks to the boomerang, and because Geezer's fuck you ability will never hit Hero, but is able to stun Yengus for a turn, which will remove his tension. It can be a little scary because Yengus' speed is very low, and Geezer will sometimes act before him, but it wasn't really relevant for me, so whatever. We pop a cap in this motherfucker, and because the effect costs MP, we have to walk back out of this cave. I still have plenty of medicinal herbs, so it doesn't really matter. It just costs a bit of time. We return the big magical ball to the big magical man, and after I'm done watching my beautiful baby boy sleep, we head over to Alexandria. I experienced my lifelong dream of becoming a disease-ridden rat, grab the ladder, give it to the toddler. Why we're doing this, I don't understand why we're this interested in Jessica. There's literally no good reason for us to be invested in all this family drama except for her mom is hot, so I guess that's plenty of reason. So we head to the tower, and there's still not much of a threat over here. You do have to watch out for the impies and the frog faces. They can do like 1/5 of your health of damage, but that's really it. For the rest, this dungeon is filled with garbage. Jessica becomes a full-blown tsundere, and I almost get to appreciate her design in a way I've never done before. I look at the most beautiful woman on this earth one last time and head out towards Port Prospect. As the next thing we have to do is kill a boss. I explore the area and do a little grinding, but nothing too excessive. I make sure I have the best armor available and post my before and after estrogen photos. Now we're ready, let's fight the giant squid lord. Now I'll give you this guy does look scary, but actually he's not that bad at all. He is a pattern you can exploit pretty well. It goes like this: Flame Breath, single attack, group attack, single attack, group attack, single attack, repeat. Now his stanky breath is by far his most dangerous attack. When this is coming up, have both Hero and Yengus defend. No questions asked. This reduces the damage by such a significant amount. If you ever get stuck here, just keep this in mind. At this point Yengus is probably stronger than Hero due to his new axe, So we're gonna focus on psyching him up, while Hero plays support by either attacking when you're close to full health or healing. Hero also just is faster than Yengus is, so you want him on healing duty instead. Once your tension hits 50, immediately attack with Yengus because his flame spit is coming up and you don't want to get hit by that. If you have no more medicinal herbs with Hero, you can probably switch healing duty to Yengus. But honestly, it shouldn't even come to that, since Yengus can two-shot this motherfucker because he's the baddest bitch in the whole wide world. So that's the second boss done. Not that much different from usual, we're not straying off the normal gameplay path just yet. You just had to use some vegetables instead of healing magic. Anyway, let's venture forth. Jessica really appreciates us beating some Squidward ass. She loves it so much she does a little troll and then stares at us for an uncomfortably long time. Jessica's in a party now, and as I'm sure you can imagine, having a mage and a no MP run is close to being dead weight. It's gonna be a while before she actually does some damage, but for now she will strike fair in the enemy's hearts by throwing medicinal leaves all over the battlefield. For the next hour or so I do a little bit of grinding, looting the area, alchemizing some better medicine, and all that sort of thing. Strategy still is not that much different from my normal playthrough. I do have to return to town a lot to get some new medicinal herbs, and not having thin air for Yengus does slow combat down a bit, but we're doing just fine for now. Anyway, I head to my abbey, a man snaps his delicate fingers at us, and that's pretty cool. So now we leave. Now we are in Simpleton, the sickest fucking town in this game. The whole reason for this town's existence is this one cutscene, so let's show him. Yengus does get to beat up some bitches though, so that's pretty cool. And now we leave. We go back to the abbey and listen to Angelo getting scolded. He then says that evil is aloof and that we're the only ones that can help him because we're the great mythical Nampi. When someone whispers my name like that, I can't help but kill a dungeon filled with dangerous monsters for them. Or show them my feet, it really depends on the situation. So we're at the ruined abbey and this place is pretty easy. We do have to keep in mind that evac has an MP cost. And if Jessica dies, which she tends to do a lot at this point in the game, we either have to walk all the way back or do the boss without her. Neither of these options have me looking at her jiggle physics, which is why I'm not particularly fond of them. As for the monsters that roam the chambers in this foul place, they're pretty easy. I'd say even easier than ones outside, so they're whatever. There is an army of skeletons with a piss dragon, which does make me blush a little bit. But like you should be aware, nobody pisses like your boy Nampi. I do a little bit of sorting in the inventory, and speak to the freak master guarding this place. I've said it before, I'd say it again. This guy is complete and utter monkey poop. The strategy for this fight is as follows. Hero is our damage dealer here, be sure to equip him with a boomerang. Mr. Tortured Soul can spawn in some ads, and at this point you can only damage all enemies with a boomerang. Yengus should spam Helm Splitter, an ability that causes the enemy to lose defense and take more damage, which is pretty awesome for an ability that does not cost any MP. This is gonna be a savior on bosses. As for Jessica, she doesn't do any damage at all, which is fine, we need someone to play support anyway. So she either spits a medicinal herb into your mouth, or she defends, making her take less damage. That way we're not just throwing around our limited amount of herbs. Once you've hit him with a tensioned up attack, you can start spamming normal attacks with Nampi, especially if the zombie is alive since he takes tension away from you. And he should be dead before Jessica could even use all of her MHs. MH is slang for medicinal herbs, by the way, yeah. Learn that on the streets. The free creek is down, and we can leave the stanky dungeon with the comforting thought that we killed another man. Oh shit guys, wait! It's time. Let's go! Nearly 300 hours in this game and I had no idea they could spawn here. We return our asses back to the abbey and everyone here is dead, so that's always a good sign. There's a whole lot of yapping happening. Yengus does a queer Lego pose, which means I do have a chance. And Angelo has joined our party. Now that our full set of homies has been assembled, it's time to go over my level up plans. Go to the timestamp on screen if you don't give a fuck. I'm gonna be here mansplaining for a bit. Alright, with that said, these are the plans I have for Hero. I first wanted to book it to Fisticuffs 11 for defending champion, as this is something that's pretty good in Calamari's fight. I planned to use this ability way more, but I just didn't. Just wasn't able to find the right occasion. If you plan on doing this challenge yourself, just ignore this. Next up I won't be focusing on boomerangs. There's gonna be no way for us to hit all enemies on screen until way later in the game. And AoE is king in Dragon Quest VIII, so we need a boomerang. Sadly, boomerangs don't have any abilities that cost 0 MP, so we're just doing this for a damage increase. The last one we get is at level 66. Next up, we're gonna put 66 points in swords. This is what we're gonna be using for bosses. It might be a little strange to do this after boomerangs. The bosses in this game only get hard in like the late game, from Imperia onward, exception being Dumagus. As for the abilities that Sword gives, most of them don't have any MP cost, but they aren't exactly that useful or very niche. Dragon Slash is only good against dragons, Flame Slash is good against enemies that are already weak to fire, and Metal Slash only really works on metal slimes. So very specific and not very useful with one exception. At 52 points in, we unlock Falcon Slash. You only do 75% per hit, but you attack twice. So that's a 50% damage increase with no MP cost. That's fucking crazy, and I couldn't believe this ability is free. So this is the one skill I'm really feeding for. And at 66 we get a last damage increase. All remaining points are going in spears because there's nothing in courage that can help us. I'm not gonna be using spears anyway, so whatever. That's it for hero. Next up is everybody's favorite, the Yangus. And sorry to shit on our collective homie, but yeah, he's quite bad. I know it says Humanity 100 there, but this is all for show. We're not gonna be using anything in the tree. There's a few abilities that cost 0 MP in there, but not anything I deem worth using. Everything we need to use is in the Axis skill tree. We get Helm Splitter, which I've mentioned before, and since we can't use Sep, this is our only way of decreasing the enemy's defense. And at 54 skill points in Axis, we unlock Axis of Evil, which lets us attack a group of enemies. But yeah, that's literally it for Yangus. All other abilities have MP cost, or just are not good. Next on the chopping block is Jessica, and I didn't really know what to do with her. Since we have no offensive magic we can use, and no Twin Dragon Slash either, I decided to front load all of her points into Sex Appeal. I primarily did this because at 100 points you get Hustle Dance, which is a free all heal ability, which will significantly reduce the amount of herbs we have to use. But this didn't really work out. I got the Sage Stone before I was even able to unlock this. Ah well, the chance to charm enemies is still pretty nice. Then 68 in Whips, because Whips is always good. No free abilities in there, but there is some damage increases. Then 57 in Stave solely to unlock Caduceus, an ability that moderately heals someone for no MP cost. And that's really it for Jessica. Last up is Angelo, and surprisingly he has pretty high damage output, the second highest next to Hero. First I'm gonna book it to Swords 40, at that point he unlocks Falcon Slash as well. Then I put 21 points in Fisticuffs, it's bad, don't do it, my mistake. I thought it would give a flat out evasion buff, but it only gives an evasion buff when you're unarmed. Then we're gonna put some extra points in Swords. At 82 we get our last damage increase, and our last points are going in Staves because for the same reason as Jessica, we unlock Caduceus. Alright, now that that's done, let's continue with our Avenger. At this point random counters are quite a pain. Currently we have the same damage output as Mike Tyson if he had no arms, no legs and no head. Especially against these 3 phases. If you don't hit them with an attack that's sanctioned up to 50, they'll just keep healing each other. Never mind that they can also put you to sleep. Just like with my Fisticuffs wrong, they prolong combat by so much. After doing a bit more exploring, we enter Wind Peak. Now this is a dungeon without a boss, so there's not that much to say. Enemies can be a bit of a menace when you're not prepared, but as long as you have enough medicinal herbs and kept up with the alchemy recipes, you should be fine. The diamonds are real annoying though, as they can do massive amounts of damage, especially against Jessica. If one is able to kill her, just retreat and come back. Jessica's a true bro to her core, so we will not continue without her. We go back for our bros. A true bro would never leave a bro behind, and I know you're a true bro. I know you fucking are. Now that the bros are united again, there's no challenge too difficult. We get Princess Zelda to aid us in our Avenger. She plays a dumb little harp of her and all of her wishes come true or something, I don't know. Then Yangus gets the brighter there to go back to his hometown, which are filled with all sorts of Yangai. Don't have to tell me twice, let's fucking go! We do want to enter the monster arena a bit later on, so we do want to accept Mori's monster hunt. The random encounters aren't too hard, but I am running into the issue where they're just taking too long. Probably even longer than with my solo hero run. We have no burst damage, so we constantly are just chipping away at the enemies. We enter the town of Peregin and Mr. Krabs. Come on, Mr. Krabs, you know what time it is. It's time to do some fucking gambling. I sit here for the next 15 minutes looking at the slime freak go absolutely wild. I know it's quite a drag and a little cheesy, but I recommend anyone doing a challenge run to do this as well. The platinum headgear is really strong for a long time, and the rune set will allow you to hard counter certain bosses. I recommend you get at least those. Titan belt can be used in alchemy recipes, but you also can craft it, so no need for it. If you have some cash left over, buy the agility rings. In turn-based games, agility is king, remember that always. Once again I have to confront the scary reality of going outside and slowly make my way to Rad's vacation home. We do kill a Squiggy Squiggler on the way there because it's ugly and it doesn't deserve to live. Then I have to watch Rad and Yangus fight. It brings me to absolute tears, I can't bear to witness this any longer. Mommies and daddies are supposed to love each other. Next up is the absolute classic dungeon Swordsman's Labyrinth. Most monsters are nothing to write home about. However, restless armors as well as mimics can desperate attack you. And phantom fences are there too, okay? they can pull out some decent damage. If you happen to run into multiple of these Gracie fellas, just have Jessica defend. You don't want to get her killed because then you have to run all the way back out because we cannot use evac. And then we have to go through the entire dungeon again. Angelo is also pretty fragile. Just turtle a bit until Nampi is able to release his ultimate super duper attack. Dungeon is also a bit lengthy. Bring 99 medicinal herbs with you, just to be sure. It's your only way to heal outside of battle. At the end of the dungeon, we do baby's first puzzle, do a Super Mario jump. And last video, a lot of people mentioned that if I interact with the statue, I get all my health and MP back. So thank you so much. I had no idea. I've completed this game like at least 7 times. I never knew this. But like, come on, why does reading a plague give me all my health back? Like, why do that? Anyway, it's time for the next boss battle, don't you think? First off, we want to spam our rune staff. We want to give ourselves max defense, so our Trapbox's normal attack barely does anything at all. I brought a rune set for both Angelo and Jessica, so our defense should be easy to maintain. You can spam good old reliable Helm Splitter with Genghis if you want to. I just decided to psych him up instead. Jessica's full on support, Angelo jumps in when he needs to. And you are going to need another support because Trapbox spits out a lot of status effects. So make sure you have some strong medicine ready. You aren't gonna make it with just herbs unless you're really lucky. Trapbox's Gracie Tongue Crackle attack isn't that strong usually, but having to heal it all back up is already 4 herbs. And let me remind you that each character has a limited inventory space. It means we're on a soft time limit. The longer we stay, the harder it gets. When Jessica has no herbs left, someone else has to take the support role. And Jessica does no damage, no damage. So then we get some dead weight on our team. So once you've attacked with a psych up attack with both Hero and Genghis, just start attacking every opportunity. Don't psych up again, Trapbox's follow or snooze can get rid of it. And what is hopefully clear is that you don't want to waste any amount of time here. Anyway, I think I've said everything I can by now. This was probably my most difficult Trapbox fight yet, but Nampi's shining piss right now and there ain't a man in the world that can stop him. That went fine, but I'm gonna have to prepare better next time. Too little strong medicine. After we get the teardrop from Trapbox, we have to walk all the way back, which, let me tell you, is fun. I don't really care about the time spent, I'm just worrying I'm over leveling quite a bit by having to do this again. I just don't like over leveling in this game. You can negate any challenge by just doing that. I mean, I guess you could flee, but I ain't no pussy. After Red receives the thingy magic she has always dreamed of, we head out for a quest to find a magical boat. Regular encounters around here are no joke and have some decent damage output. Depending on the encounter, I use both the rune staff of Jessica and Angelo, making it so physical attacks do zelch. Nampi spams his boomerang, and Genghis uses Axis of Evil on groups, and regular attack on single enemies. This strat should work fine on 90% of the encounters here. There are exceptions. Since Angelo has no multi-target attacks, you want him on support most of the time, but if there's a singular enemy on screen, you can use him offensively as well. We continue on and kill Slimy, you slime boy. I don't wish to bring harm upon ye, but I'm a slave to my master Mori. After that I return to the casino for a little bit, get myself a couple of bingos. I used it to buy 4 silver platters we needed for a few alchemy recipes. We kill the last boy Mori needs removed from this world. And before continuing with the story, I want to do a few ranks in the monster arena. I collect the standard team of Dino, Dinosaur but Fat, that one guy from Minecraft. Together, we conquer the first few ranks of the monster arena. Now if you're asking me why I'm doing this at all, since I can't use a call team ability, it's because we're getting some pretty good items for alchemizing. And I really want to stay up to date with my alchemy recipes because every damn boss battle is a fucking time trial. First few ranks don't give anything special, the one he shoots pretty good though. Anyway, I've crafted a Hermes helmet which lets us zoom around the world for free, no more need for Chimera wings. And now it's time for Yoga's Kink Castle. And Yoga's into some freaky shit, have you seen what's walking around here? This area can be pretty scary, but I'm pretty overleveled and also am decked out in the sickest gear you've ever done seen. Can't say anything special happened during my run here. I just make sure to get myself the garter, if you know you know. And do everything else, this castle has many secrets. After reading a book, Brown Land is achieved. And the enemies here are complete dookie. I'd say generally the monsters in Toad's Magic Castle are more difficult than the ones here. And those didn't even stand a chance, so you can imagine how easy this was. I get ambushed by the 7 dwarfs plus 1 in the mines of Moria. They gave me a concussion, which is not a nice thing to do, but they get so shocked by how cool I throw my boomerang, they all lay down for a nap. This is Dawn, and we are in his hole. And he gets super fucking pissed! Now, if I were to rank all the bosses in this game by difficulty, this guy will probably be bottom 3. If you're having trouble with this guy, listen up. And listen well. Just use the damn rune staff, man. Go to the casino and get yourself a damn rune staff. spamming your rune staff can invalidate every single attack this guy can throw out. His performance is a roll of the die. It can leave you dazed and confused, scared and alone, but if you've given yourself some buff, you can probably wait it out until your teammates come to their senses. Besides performance, doing no damage and calling in shitty ads, he stomps on the floor like a toddler, which is his most dangerous attack, but still nothing special. So you do want your party members that are not psyching up to defend here. You're probably questioning how you can even know when he's about to do this attack, but this guy has a pattern as well. I can't believe I'm going this in depth for this shitty ass boss, but oh well. His pattern is as follows: performance, attack, attack, stomp like a little baby, attack, go for help. Now I honestly don't know what else to say about this guy. He's just so easy, you don't even need to use any special medicine or anything. Medicinal herbs are honestly good enough, he only really does damage with his stomp attack. Goodbye my friend, sleep well, and until next time. So after that I have to walk all the way back because of course I can use effect. Very fun, very cool, get to murder more. We do the whole thing where the harp makes magic ship fly up into the air, and this is where the real game begins. So now we have a ship, we can basically explore the entire world, which is exactly what I did. I did so much shit I don't even want to list it all. But for the next 2 hours I get a little foolish with it and land at every landable location in the game. A lot of them have items and equipment we need for the Doom Magus fight coming up, and Doom Magus is a pretty hard boss, so we need to alchemize some good gear and items. And since alchemizing all these items as well as alchemizing a lot of special medicines takes up a lot of time, I'd rather just be doing that sooner than later. Also I return to Bushy Beard on top of the hill. He gives some pretty good cheeses, so you're missing out if you skip this. I do eventually continue with the story. Yes, I am actually capable of doing that. You know the by now, Jessica still does no damage at all. Angel does have Falcon Slash, so he's become a little more useful in battle. And for the next few hours the regular encounters are a breeze, so let's just skip the filler. I get myself a tiger friend, craft myself some much better gear, do the story at the Dark Ruins, and get myself the Lightning Staff, which is at the peninsula before the Dragon Graveyard. When used as an item in battle, this staff does lightning against a group. I give it to my homeboy Angelo so he can do some AoE damage as well, and at this point I'm certain we're ready for the Royal Hunting Grounds. As the destruction of the lizard race is inevitable, we make short work of the baby lizards roaming the land. With his 3 dead children at his feet, Freaky Daddy Lizard challenges me to a duel. And as I'm sure you're aware, this boss is really easy at what point you're fighting it in the game. I'm sure you're sick of hearing this, but you gotta spam that damn rune staff. This will negate all the damage Daddy's throwing at you. Jessica and Hero are on rune staff duty, since they give release amount of damage. Angel psychs up and does Falcon Slash, Yenga psychs up and does Helm Splitter, and honest to god that's all you need to know about this battle. If you have 2 rune staves like I do, you should get max defense quick enough so that Daddy Lizard isn't able to do any real damage against you. So there isn't even a need for medicinal herbs or anything. Yengus goes absolutely haywire on Daddy's ass. Now we can get the fuck out of here. Now that the Argonia Bazaar is open, we can buy some crafting ingredients, yes! These are going to be essential with our fight with Doom Magus coming up. And I do mean that quite literally. I don't know if there's a way to do this challenge without doing the alchemizing we're gonna have to do. So I sell everything I don't need just to get these ingredients. The king looks upon the big red ball with much reverence, and it's time for us to head out and do some grinding. We're not really grinding for XP, but we do need the gold. Additionally, alchemizing takes up some in-game time, so might as well do something useful while we wait. So you're probably wondering what's so necessary for us to craft for the upcoming fight? Well, you wanna sit down for this one. Our upcoming fight Doom Magus is just going to shit out damage. He will just eat right through our medicine, so we need an item that can remedy this problem. Luckily there is one we can get, but it's just a bit of a pain. First off, we need to mix the garter we got from Castle Trodain with the hunter's bow we got in Peregin. This will result in Eris's bow, which we will use later. Then we mix a gold ring with a seek of magic for a prayer ring. We combine this prayer ring with a seek of strength to get ourselves a strength ring. Hold on to that as well, because now we will make some premium mold by combining red mold, blue mold, and an exhausted leaf. This premium mold we will combine with Armorsacral essence and fresh milk to give us cured cheese. We will then mix this with a strength ring and the magical shield we got from the Argonian Bazaar to get ourselves a power shield. And this shield we will mix with Eris's bow to get in battle, when used as an item, this bow will heal our entire squad. Yes, the healing is very slight, but it's AoE, so I forgive it. But still, we're gonna take it to the next level. You can only craft Eris's bow once in the game, because the only garter you get is in Castle Trodain. Except that's not true at all, I lied. Why do you so easily fall for my tricks? There's also a garter in the cabinet in Baccarat. So if you do all the steps I was scatting about a moment ago twice, we can get 2 of these healing bows. We should be good, but just to be sure I head back to Peregin to get another rune staff. Combining with a life bracer and an Yggdrasil leaf to get ourselves the Staff of Resurrection, just in case anyone dies. With our new magical items in tow, we enter the Dark Runes. The monster encounters here are definitely the hardest we've had until now. The freaks here can do anything you wish for. They come in large groups, they are quite tanky and have a decent damage output as well. But overall, nothing we can't handle. We got the sickest bow in the entire fucking game, so we're never gonna die. I kill every creeper that denies Nampy's claim to the throne. And stock my inventory for the battle of a lifetime. The healing bows go to both Hero and Jessica. Angelo just slightly outdamages Hero for me. So he and Yang is going offense. Jessica can take a Staff of Resurrection too, which may sound a little risky because she's the one who tends to die most often, but if that does happen, I have some Angel Cheese with Hero, which will resurrect her. Everyone gets some special medicine to step in when need be. Hero uses Boomerang first for the clones, then goes to swords. Jessica uses a dagger, which does slightly more damage than a whip at this point, but she's probably not even gonna use it. Angelo swords, Yang is on access, let's fucking go. During phase 1, Dominguez may float there thinking he's all that, but he's not that bad. Still, this phase is the hardest boss we fought until this point, so let's calm down. Calm down, let's not get reckless. You know how it goes, start off using your rune staff? You can receive up to 4 attacks each turn. And if you have your buff up, you basically nullify the damage of a regular attack, which, dare I say, is a jolly good time. Focus on getting your buff up. Nampy switches between psyching up with his boomerang to get rid of the clones, and the healing bow to aid his fellow companions when need be. Psyching up is risky because you can get a wave of ice thrown your way or get put to sleep. I recommend just spamming attacks instead of psyching up to negate this risk, but for me psyching up is just ingrained in who I am as a person, so there's no stopping. Remember kids, psyching up? Not even once. I'd say the only thing really dangerous about this fight is getting focused down by all 3 Doom Magi. Make sure to get rid of the clones as soon as possible, it will just make the fight so much more manageable. Damage output can get a little ridiculous, so if it wasn't clear, really use the 2 healing bows. As long as you spam those, you should be in the clear for any real danger. So yeah, that's it for Just a Friend. Phase 1 isn't that bad. It took some time and there were a few close calls, but nothing Nampy's gang can't handle. But that was the easy part of this fight. Now we have to deal with phase 2. What the fuck? He's ugly as hell. Don't bother using a rune staff, he uses Wave of Ice pretty frequently. Yangus should use Helm Splitter every turn, Angelo should use Falcon Slash every turn, that's it. Birdman Dominguez shits out damage, I'm not joking, it's ludicrous. Jessica and Nampy are in an eternal loop of using a bow every single turn. Make sure to have agility rings on everyone. If Dominguez consistently outspeeds you, you're just dead. If the HP restoration of the healing bows just aren't enough, use Angelos' medicine instead of Yangus's. Even with the agility rings, Yangus still gets outsped, which is not something you want happen when you really need healing. Only use Yangus when Angelo is unable to act. So yeah, in short, Nampy and Jessica use the bow every single turn. Yangus uses Helm Splitter every turn, Angelo uses Falcon Slash every turn. Of course, some complications tend to happen, but we are the great Nampy of legend, and I don't care that this ugly ass motherfucker has wings now. We still beat him on the first try without any deaths. Thanks to our oh so beautiful healing bows, the battle was won before it even began. Holy shit! Jessica's missing. I guess she's taken after my mom and become a corrupted demon, which is, yo, that's cool, we're just gonna do this next dungeon without you then. Doesn't sound like a jackass here, but we really don't need Jessica for regular encounters. She doesn't add anything at all. Women, who needs them, right? Ah, yes, I read up for Yangus anyway. We watched the boy eat that delicious pile of scum and engage in combat with the mysterious veiny woman. Now the first thing you want to do is use a rune staff.
Yeah, use the fucking rune staff, let's fucking go!
She will spawn a spaghetti load of otherworldly demons, which are gonna use their long fingers to claw at you. So if we can stop that with a rune staff, you know, more power to us. Her damage output is high enough that we have to use both the healing bows, which frankly is pretty scary since she can use Snooze on us, putting our fellows to sleep. And having 2 of the 3 party members heal every turn makes this damn battle so slow, man. I eventually got so impatient that she was able to kill Angelo. I mean, are you seeing this? This was more than Dominguez was able to do. Had to spend the precious angel cheese on this battle. What a waste, man. We've got some difficult battles coming up and I'm spending it here. Great. Great. Keep Helm Splitting and Falcon Slashing. She'll give in eventually. Fight is lengthy, but not difficult. Jessica, welcome back to a team! Welcome back to a team! Just in time for Snowland! By far the part of the game I like replaying the least. Ah well, I at least get myself the Robo Man for my monster team. They're pretty good, so once you get here, do start hunting for them. I do decide to hunt a very flammable man for the monster coin. The fight isn't hard, but you do gotta watch out for... What the fuck do you mean this guy killed me? Yeah, my first game over in this run is due to a party-wide twag. Got my revenge soon after, but what the hell was that, man? There you go, another reason to dislike Snowland. I can't stand any white on my screen any longer, so I'ma procrastinate by doing a Dragon Graveyard side quest. The casino has some of the best items in the game, so we need to do this. I gave a Staff of Divine Wrath to Jessica. It's just outright better than our current whip, so why not? But even then, guys, I'm not gonna lie, this dungeon is tough. A single turn of a regular counter in this place can knock out your entire party. I almost got my second game over here, if it wasn't for the goat Yengus himself. As I watch everything I want slip away from me once again because nothing can ever go right in my fucking chunkless life, we eventually make our way to the Dudley Demon Duo. So the first thing we do in this fight is use a rune staff. Psych! Gotcha, we're not gonna use a rune staff. Gotcha, again, we are going to use a rune staff actually. Strategy for this fight shouldn't differ that much from usual, but for me, Nampi has caught up to Yengus' damage. So now this supposed damage dealer Yengus does less damage than our healer and our jack of all trades. Yeah, that's some crazy ass balancing. Anyway, he has one of the healing bows now. Yengus will be on new support instead of hero. You can psych up and use your rune staff freely. These guys do not have wave of ice. Focus down Redhorn, he does more damage than his brother in blue. Bluefang does have some annoying debuffs, but nothing we can handle. Redhorn's desperate attack is way scarier than anything Bluefang can do. Healing that back up costs some valuable resources, which is the most frustrating of it. But yeah, that's all I can say about these guys. Let's move on. So now the casino's open and we can gamble. No one ever tells you, but this game is actually a gacha. There are some goodies here we need. The whip for certain, that's just Jessica's best weapon. A couple of these liquid metal armors since anyone in the party can wear them. And they're really good. A couple of Saint's Ashes for some alchemy. And I do want the Falcon Blade for Jessica. I haven't been telling you, but secretly in the background, I've been trying to get a Jessica sword build going. I thought since we can't make use of our best whip skill, might as well give swords a try. I haven't spent any points in whips, because I'm desperately trying to get this going. So yeah, I spent an hour safe scumming until I get a few jackpots, buy the loot I need, and it's back to the Snow Kingdom for us. I do some shopping around town. Getting an ice shield is priority. It's really good against the harder bosses of this game. After robbing all the people for all that they have, we can enter this oh so wonderful cave. Enemies here are easier than in the Dragon Graveyard, so don't worry about that. It is on the lengthier side, but more importantly, it's just stanky. It's just a stanky ass cave. But we do become mouse again, so that's a wonderful time. We rescue the dying man with a big ass smile on our face and retrace our steps through a cave. Luckily there are no monster encounters, so I'm not getting my time wasted. There is no boss for this dungeon, but there is a final encounter. Just a bunch of wolves. Spam your AoEs, man, whatever. We listen to Super Mario talk about how much he misses his mama, so we give a little visit to his mama. There's even wolves in our house. That's not awesome. This part of the story comes to a close and our final encounters are these damn wolves again. How many times are we going to go through this? The mama gives me the key to her son's chastity cage, not realizing that this is actually a key that opens everything in the entire world. We go on a little adventure to get all sorts of beautiful loot now that we have the super key. First is Peregin, which gives us a beautiful shield, a mini medal and a rune staff. Next is Trodain, nothing special but some nice extras. And next up, my game crashes. It crashed. Wanna know what my last save was? Yes. Yes, you're seeing that correctly. It was before I bought the shit in the casino. Now I basically gotta redo the entirety of Snowland. Oh, Snowland. Oh, Snowland, I hate you even more now. I was so fucking pissed, dude. You have no idea. Anywhere else, it could be fine. It just had to be Snowland. So I just redo 2 hours of playtime, get Granny's super key again, and loot every possible thing we can get, including a Puff Puff dungeon. No guys, you don't get it. I go to the Playboy Mansion for the loot. I go there for the loot. After grabbing everything that we can, our adventure brings us to the Pirate Cove next. Wish I could tell you anything special about this area, but I didn't really run into any problems. With the gear we have now, this dungeon is a cakewalk. Only thing I really have to watch out for is Riptide's whack. You know what happened last time, but that's it. Next boss on the menu is the Captain. My heart. I'd say the strategy on this boss is the same as most others. I did decide to forego psyching up this time around. I hope you're proud of me because that actually took some mental restraint. So yeah, Jessica on support, Hero Angelo spam Focus Slash, Yengus spams Helm Splitter, and that's all you need to do for the most part. If you have a high enough skill in Jessica's sex appeal, there's a chance Captain Crow will fall in love with her, not only wasting his turn, but also removing his charge up tension, making an already not that difficult boss even easier. Only thing you really have to keep in mind is that once he reaches 50 tension, have everyone defend because you're gonna get diarrhea on. Lucky for us, there was another healing bowing right on his tower, which I gave to Nampy. So if anyone is in need of dire healing, have Nampy, Yangus and Jessica all use the healing bow. Angelo is just on permanent offense. I am at the point where I don't have as much agility as I wish I had, which means Nampy died. No! Nampy! But we have the Staff of Resurrection, which has a 50% chance of getting him back. Due to Captain Crow's damage output, it is dangerous to go on without another healer. So you should have the rest of the team on defense until your fallen squad mate gets back up. But that's it for our friend Captain Crow. It's time to do some actually difficult bosses. I make my way to the great turrets of the sea, follow the trail of a legendary pisser that even puts Nampy to shame, and discover new lands. There are some dangerous men roaming around, but when it comes to being deadly, Nampy's squad is at its apex, baby. Ain't no fool gonna stop us. We go to the village chief, a title he has earned by having the sickest mustache around, and he tells me that the game requires us to go to the ugly dimension. That does not sound appealing, so I get titles from a monster team, do a rank in the monster arena to get us some saint's ashes, and enter your mom's butthole. This dimension indeed is ugly, the village elder was right. I've crafted myself a sage's stone, and it's time to fight Imperia. Now just like Dumega's, Imperia is quite a difficulty spike. Not as bad, but still decently difficult. It's why I really needed to craft that Sage's Stone. For those unaware, the Sage's Stone is just a better healing bow. The healing bow heals for about 35 health average. The Sage's Stone heals for 100. I don't know what they put in that stone to make it so lovely, but thank you Mr. Sage, I'm gonna need it. Imperia has a ton of defense, so we barely do any damage against her. Now I'm not sure how the damage formula works. I believe low damage attacks do exponentially less damage against targets with high defense compared to your higher damaging attacks. At least that's what I'm seeing on my screen, because instead of fucking slashing her to pieces, Angelo is tickling Imperia. I didn't realize his damage was gonna be this bad, else I would have given him a better sword. So Angelo's back on support with his bow, and Yangus can deal with damage instead. Helm Splitter also just does not work against Imperia, so there's no way for us to lower our defense. So no matter how we play it, it's just gonna be a bit slow. But if Jessica can consistently outspeed Imperia, we should be fine. The Sage's Stone heal is that good. For extra healing, Yangus and Angel can both chime in. Hero has healing bow as well if need be, but someone has killed a bird lady and you bet your ass is gonna be Nampy. If Imperia focus down Jessica, she's just dead, nothing you can do about it. Same goes for Angelo, so preferably you just give the Staff of Resurrection to someone else. Yangus is the most stanky, so give it to him. Have the rest of the team defend while you try to get your fallen comrade back up. Imperia's damage output is really high and we're not gonna make it without a Sage's Stone. So we need to minimize the damage we receive until it's back in play. The positive of Yangus being so slow is that Imperia goes before him, so that once Jessica becomes an undead zombie, she doesn't immediately die again. But yeah, that's really it honestly. Didn't even take as long as I expected. Few scary moments, but I'm used to those by now. If you want to watch the full boss battles, I'll put a link in the description below. So Imperia thanks us for beating her up, and she's like, here's your reward, an ugly as stupid dungeon. Remember how I said I like Snowland the least? Yeah, well, I forgot this place existed. Also, can I make clear that Yangus, the damage dealer, does the least amount of damage out of anyone in this team? He has the worst single target damage, and when it comes to AoE, he's only slightly better than Angelo. Then you would think, alright, just at least put him on support then, right? I mean, yeah, I guess, but then we have the problem that he just gets outsped by every single boss. Something you don't want to happen when you need to have a heal in. I mean, I don't want to say this, I'm having tears in my eyes right now, but I have to. Yangus is just shit. So this bodes well for my inevitable Yangus only run. Anyway, the dungeon itself isn't hard. It's just the most boring thing God has created. At the end, Gammon is waiting for us for a little thrashing, and our battle is commenced. I mean, this guy is just an easier Imperia, except during my solo hero run, I don't know what happened there. There's no wave of ice to speak of, so you can use the rune staff again. You can cycle freely as well. The chicken man can shout you down and remove it, so watch out for that. His minions aren't a problem otherwise. He can be a bit of a scumlord if he decides to focus someone down with a desperate attack, but that is the only real danger he poses. If you ever have trouble here, it's probably because you don't have the Sage's Stone. Craft that and you're the boss of the entire universe. Gammon has been reduced to small little particles, and Nampy continues onward. turns out that Imperia is actually a mommy bird, and she's like, well, now that my son is dead, you can be my son. And we do that, we become her son. Now we can fly the cosplays. And then we can fly across the planet. And needless to say, I go to every newly unlocked location. Things have gone really well, but I don't want to get a big head about it. We still have a few difficult bosses coming up, so I still want to be fully prepared. We get ourselves a skull helm, which is really important. If we mix it with some Saint's ashes we got from the monster arena, we got ourselves a sun crown, which is an ingredient for the best item in the entire game. Definitely something we want. I slapped my feet on top of Mori's house for a while. I alluded to this earlier, but you have to walk a specific amount of steps before your recipe is done cooking. The amount of steps you have to take is lower on the overworld than it is on any town. And the top of Mori's house counts as the overworld and is one of the few places where monsters don't spawn, so you don't get interrupted or anything. After doing that for a while, we get the Timber of Tension. Using this as an item in battle psychs up your entire party. Absolutely broken. Eventually I make my way to the quaint little village of Tryan, Gully. The only place monsters are accepted as who they are, which means Yoga don't have to worry that he's gonna get ambushed by guards, so we can roam this town as an upper echelon freak.
Destroy your property and steal your shit? I will.
I get to see my favorite homie have a faint little orgasm. That was absolutely amazing to witness, but we gotta kill Sir Leopold now. Now there's a few things you have to do in this fight. First off, we want to use a rune staff, because of course. Then we want to use the ice and fire shield. Sir Leopold has both fire and ice attacks, and this will cut that damage in half. Using the rune staff will make his regular attack not that dangerous either. So he will be left with very few options that can hurt us. Once the ice and fire damage reduction are in play, you can use the Timber of Tension. Nompi has the second best sword in the game, so he is now our offensive unit. Jessica is still our main support, she has to use a Sage Stone every turn. Sir Leopold's damage is a little racy, so be sure to have anyone else be able to jump in with the healing bow. Due to the amount of healing you have to do, you might run out of buff or run out of your fire and ice protection. Honestly, don't matter. The Timber of Tension gives us very solid damage output. A good defense is a good offense after all. Yenga should just hang back and use his bow, only jumping in to attack when he's at 50 tension. I also accidentally gave Angelo the Miracle Sword, which is something he cannot equip for some reason, so he can play support as well, whatever. If he's really tensed up, he can use his bow if he wants to. Anyway, yeah, we got through the entire fight without a single death. Looks like I take another challenge run, that's too easy. Great. So even though we killed the true evil, we get thrown in jail. A bunch of meanies. We escape 2 minutes later. We immediately look for Marcello and decide to kill him. I'd like to give you a strategy, but honestly he's way easier than Sir Leopold. If you can beat him, you can beat Marcello. He doesn't have a desperate attack or anything, so there's nothing that can catch you off guard. As long as you pop the Sage Stone and the Timber of Tension every turn. Borowski won't stand much of a chance against you. Still forgot to give Angelo a sword, so that's the level of genius I'm operating on. Marcello gets Goku'd to his maker above, and it's time for us to do the last dungeon of this game. Oh good heavens, there's a demon castle in the sky. Well come on three brothers, let's give it a visit. So here we are, at the finale. And yeah, let's be real about it, hasn't been much of a challenge so far. I thought I'd run into a few more issues, but there's just some items in this game that are completely broken. Any ideas for runs can be put in the comments, I'm open to ideas. And while you're down there, might as well hit that damn like button. Hit that damn subscribe button. It's gonna be worth it, I promise you, because every 12 months I upload a super cool video like this one. You're a smart kid, so I shouldn't have to tell you, but the monsters here stand no chance. Yeah. After walking a few circles around Freaky Town, the fat bungus baby is ready to throw hands. Anything I said for Sir Leopold holds up here as well. Thanks to the Timber of Tension, we don't really have to worry about our damage output. It's mostly about survival. This guy may look like an ugly ass baby, but he's the strongest fighter in the entire universe. There's another Sigil Stone lootable in this dungeon, so bring that one for sure. Have an Yggdrasil leaf for those that do not carry the Staff of Resurrection. And focus on defense. Remember, you don't have to attack each turn. His agility is pretty high, so he will probably act before you a couple of times. If 2 of your people are down, stop using a Staff of Resurrection and just use an Yggdrasil leaf. You will definitely snowball to a loss if you don't. If you still have some Angel Cheeses available, use those instead. They are able to resurrect your entire party. This fight is very much dependent on how Raptorn uses his desperate attack, because if he kills someone with it, it's not that easy for them to come back. So yeah, this fight was pretty difficult. I did game over once, but you know, once Nompi is shining piss, there's nothing that can stop him. Oh no, the fortress is crumbling, rocks are falling out of the sky. On the way out we kill a couple of me bosses. These are very easy, I don't think anyone in the history of playing this game has died here. Look fat, look, we've killed every single one of your minions, it's time for you to go now. During the first phase, we cannot damage him. He just has too much fat, too much swag, we cannot handle it. So we're gonna need some godly intervention. I use the Goldbird Scepter or heal everyone back up if they're hurt. This phase is very linear, so it shouldn't be too much of a hassle. If someone dies, I recommend just using a Staff of Resurrection instead of any Yggdrasil leaves or anything. Next phase is gonna be way harder, so save up as many resources as you can. If your friend with the Staff of Resurrection dies, just restart. This battle shouldn't be taking that long anyway. Raptorn's Shield of Fentanyl dissipates, and now we're here, at the end. And I'm not gonna lie, this shit is hard. I'm finally starting to see the effects of not using any MP. Raptorn is just so fast, and he often gets a turn in before any of my healers. You can just remedy this by using Accelerator, but yeah. Numpy's Death Squad does not have access to such a beautiful ability. As for the strategy, shouldn't differ that much from Baby Raptorn. Ice Shoot and Flame Shoot go a long way. Rune Staff if you can, but you probably can't because you're too busy healing. His damage output is fucking crazy. Although to be fair, I didn't come as prepared as I should. I still have shields and armor that I really shouldn't be wearing anymore. But while recording I had to go soon, so I just really wanted to get a few tries in. But I definitely should have done some alchemy. Anyway, deaths just are going to happen, support to stay calm. Give everyone an Yggdrasil leaf, Angel Cheese to hero. Remember that it's really easy to snowball, so get the party member back up ASAP. Don't use too many turns trying to get the Staff of Resurrection to work. If it wasn't for our Timber of Tension, our damage output would be shite. But since we do have it, have one party member use it every single turn. The other 3 can play support till we're tensioned up to 50. But yeah, that's mostly it for a strategy. Doing this fight at my level is pretty hard without Accelerator. And not only is his ass too fast, he can also kill my more pro party members in a single turn, even if they're at full health. It took 5 or 6 tries, but I was able to bring him down. And with that, the challenge is complete. So thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed. If you didn't, I'm gonna kill you. Have a good day and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.